Hello once again. Welcome to our very first video lecture on tourism entrepreneurship. And accompanying this video lecture is a PowerPoint slide that is with the same title. So we will be talking about business startup. How do you start a business in the tourism industry? So entrepreneurs are always wondering, how do they really start putting up a business? And that's one big question in their heads. Madali bang magtayo ng negosyo? O mahirap ba ito? The answer is, it's easy if you know how to do it. It's difficult if you haven't a clue on what you're doing. So this lecture is going to make it a little bit easier because I'm going to give you loads of tips, okay? So for the presentation outline, just browse over the topics that I'll be tackling. So you might be wondering first, madali ba magnegosyo sa Pilipinas? Here are some fast facts. Are you aware that 90% of local firms are micro and small enterprises? That means most of the businesses in this country are small. Konti lang yung medium size or large or even what you call conglomerates. After 5 years of operations, many of these small businesses actually fold up. Nagsasara sila. Yes, usually only 4% will survive after 5 years. That's how tough it is. So it's really survival of the fittest. Starting a business is tedious and cumbersome. Sa Tagalog, mahirap siya. Pero, gagawin natin siyang madali if we know the techniques. Not necessarily the shortcuts, but the easy way on how to do things. I'll give you loads of tips. Okay? Lack of efficient system and corruption exist when dealing with government agencies. That is based on my own personal experience and what we see and what we hear in the news. Many entrepreneurs have the drive, but they lack the critical thinking competencies at startup. Pinakamahirap talaga yung pag-uumpisa. Pero pag nag-start ka na mag-umpisa and you get the hang of it and you get to enjoy the benefits of being an entrepreneur, then it's going to be a better process eventually. But, as they say, Rome was not built in a day. So you have to make some sacrifices. You have to do hard work. You have to burn the midnight oil. You have to really gather all your resources. Over 98% of micro and small enterprises do not have a business plan to start with. Yes, everything is what you call widow. Chumachamba lang sila. Okay? So they trust their gut feel or they listen to so many advisors. That's why many of them fail in the end because that's not the correct way. That is not the scientific way. They're usually guided by their intuition and advisors. Some of these advisors are what you call mga miron. Wala naman talagang mga alam. Meron lang sila mga gut feel, mga superstitious beliefs even. And that's very dangerous when you do business because your life savings is at stake and you're putting your family's future at risk, especially kung yan ang magiging source of income mo. Existing medium-sized and large companies more or less have a business plan. Each year, so taon-taon gumagawa sila niyan together with their team of managers, approximately 30% to 45% of them actually produce business plans on an annual basis. For those who plan, there is a strong tendency to be whimsical kung ano lang yung maisipan ng boss o ng top management at nagiging autocratic, void of the benefit of a scientific or logical process. So yun naman ang kulang. May business plan nga pero bara-bara. Hindi talaga pinag-isipan. Hindi scientific, hindi logical, hindi gumamit ng critical thinking. Remember, at the end of each video, I'm going to ask a pop question. You need to answer them below in the comment section. So I'm going to cut it here because the very first pop question is up for grabs now. What do you mean by underground economy? Alam niyo yung underground economy? Yan yung mga maliliit na negosyo na hindi nakaregister. Pero can you please elaborate further? What do you understand by the underground economy? It's time for you to Google and research what does it mean. Can you give an example of a business that is considered part of the underground economy? Place your answer in the comment section below the YouTube video not later than Monday, April 11. Stick around because there's going to be more in this PowerPoint presentation and you will look at video lecture number 2 next.